Right now, as I speak, millions and millions of drivers are saving money on their car insurance with GEICO. If you're one of those drivers, well done. If you're not, it's easy to join them. Visit geico.com today.
Let's talk to another Redcoat, and he's on the line with us right now, Gary Rectenwald. Gary, welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
So, Gary, the Redcoats are so key to our operation. In fact, we couldn't literally do it without them. I mean, it's impossible. There's only a few of us on staff, and we rely heavily on the volunteers. And our primary core of volunteers they're the Redcoats. There's about 200 of them, and they do everything for us in terms of staging events, hospitality, raising money. It's just they do so much throughout the entire year. So, Gary, to start with you, how did you come to us and become a Redcoat?
Well, I moved to San Diego in 1990, and I was attending some community meetings, and at one of the meetings I met a gentleman by the name of Ted Owen, who was the editor of the San Diego Business Journal at the time, and I believe he was on the board of directors, and we started talking about the Holiday Bowl, and it was very interesting to see that he had been with the bowl for many years and loved being part of it, and I told him that I had some experience at some bowl games when I attended Ohio State University and had the privilege of going to the Rose Bowl, and he said, would you want to get involved with the Holiday Bowl in some way? And I said, absolutely, I'd love to do that. And I gave him my business card, and about 3-4 months later, I got a call and was asked to come in and talk to you guys, and I was very happy to learn a couple of days later that I had been selected as a Redcoat.
Now, Gary, this is Bruce Binkowski now.
I know he doesn't sound as good as I do, but...
Hey, Gary, you've been involved since 1990, and the success of both of our games is because of the hard work of so many of our volunteers. And some get involved in certain areas that they enjoy and have a background in. And in your case, your background was bands, and you do a lot for our bands. You are our band guru for the bands that come into town. But before I get into a band question, tell us about your background at Ohio State University and what you got to do there in the band.
Well, I was very fortunate to be able to play for several years in the Ohio State marching band. And, as a tuba player, I had an opportunity to, of course, perform in the Script, Ohio, and then also dot the I in the Script, Ohio. And that's something that I'll always remember, and it's always brings a smile on my face when I see the Script, Ohio on television, even to this day.
Now, at the risk of tooting our own horn, which
toot away,
but
Bruce.
I'm
Toot
going to toot, but we being the Bridgepoint Education Holiday Bowl and the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl, are known as band-friendly bowl games. What is the reputation of our games throughout the country as you deal with all the band directors?
Well, from what I hear from the band directors directly, is that this is probably the most band and cheer squad, friendly bowl of all the bowls, including the BCS bowls. And we're very proud of having built that reputation. And the way we've done that is we've essentially made everything band and cheer-centric, meaning that every event that takes place during the respective bowl weeks for both the Poinsettia Bowl and the Holiday Bowl, the bands and cheer squads are right at the center of it and are always performing at these events. And very often it's in a battle the bands kind of a format where both bands kind of go at it for a while. The cheer squads are the center of attention along with their mascots, and they get to kind of show off their unique styles and cultures and traditions and share that with their fans and also with the San Diego community. Fantastic.
Well, and Gary, that reputation that we enjoy as being very band-friendly starts with you. There is no question about it. Just to give you a little background to our listeners about some of the things that Gary gets involved with, and I was writing down some notes here as it relates to band events. We have the pregame shows for both games. We have the halftime shows for both games where the bands participate. We have luncheons, a lot of luncheons. We have the Navy and Marine Corps luncheon, a couple kickoff luncheons. They go around and go to tailgate parties before the game. Our Gas Lamp March, which is a new event for the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl that is very fun. Of course, our nationally televised parade. I mean, the bands they just play such a huge part of all of our festivities. And that's all, Gary. You take the lead on it for sure.
Well, these kids are great ambassadors for their respective universities, and it's great to kind of use their unique personalities and their unique traditions and bring that to San Diego and try to recreate their unique college environments in San Diego and allow them to show off a little bit. And I have a lot of fun doing it.
I think one of my favorite band stories is the year, and I'm going back, I believe it was 2005, Gary, when Oklahoma came and bussed all night. And if you recall, we had a little issue about their arrival and how it was taken care of. Do you want to relate that story?
Well, yeah, we played that particular game very soon after Christmas, and as a result of that, and because of the tradition of the Oklahoma University Band having to bus to all of their games, they needed to bus to San Diego from Norman, Oklahoma, and that trip was about 31 hours. And they arrived in San Diego the day before the game, if I recall, and they had a performance at 11 a.m. And they came in on I-8 from the east side of San Diego, and I met them out in Alpine and brought them to Qualcomm Stadium. And these kids had literally been on that bus for about a day and a half, it seemed like, and they were pretty tired and they were pretty hungry, and they were all definitely needed a shower. And so we were able to open up the Chargers locker room and the Padres locker room, and the kids were able to go in there and take showers and freshen up and get in their uniforms. We fed them a little bit of breakfast and got them off to their first event.
Well, Gary Rectenwald, over 20 years he's been a volunteer of ours, and in fact, one of our past most valuable volunteers from a few years ago. Gary, thanks so much for joining us today, and thanks so much for your over 20 years of expertise in helping us lead the band effort.
Well, thanks very much, guys. I enjoy it.